My ladies and femmes, welcome back to the Pink and Powerful podcast, y'all. I have really exciting news for you. I have decided to go on a 1-year journey of celibacy / abstinence, and oh my gosh, I feel so many emotions talking about this and announcing this, I guess. I'm not really trying to have everybody in my personal business. I don't want to announce this so you guys know that much into my life because that feels kind of weird. But I just want to talk about this today because I feel like I've been trying to research more about celibacy, and it's honestly kind of difficult to find resources and information about it. And I feel like I'm not the only person that has thought about doing this kind of journey. I think especially right now, it's kind of a big thing, like with the 4B movement and just lots of things going on. I've recently had changes in my life where I feel like now is the perfect time to do this. Maybe if somebody else out there is thinking about going on this type of journey too, I want to inspire you. I think it would be so awesome if more women especially could take a journey like this. That's why I want to talk about it in this episode today, because I feel like it could really help another woman that is either on this journey or that is considering going on this journey. So I want to talk about why I decided to do it, the benefits of it, some journaling prompts, some resources on how to do it, and just educate about what it is, basically. First of all, I want to say I was reading up on the difference between celibacy and abstinence. And celibacy, I guess, usually refers more to religious reasons, like if you're devoting yourself to God or something. I'm not personally religious. That's not really personally why I'm doing this. So I want to use the terms celibacy and abstinence interchangeably, because abstinence, yes, it's not necessarily for religious reasons, but also abstinence can go towards anything. Like it could go towards not drinking alcohol or abstaining from social media. You can abstain from different things. But when you're talking about celibacy, that specifically means sexy time and dating and romance. And that's why I prefer to use that term more, even though, like I said, I'm not really doing it for religious reasons. But why am I doing it? Well, I recently have gone through a big change in my life, and I just feel really disconnected with myself right now. Honestly, I just feel broken, and I don't feel broken in the sense where I'm like, oh, I need fixed, but I mean broken inside with my heart and my soul, and I feel really out of touch with my intuition, and I just want to build back my self-esteem and my connection with myself and gain clarity. And I actually wrote down my exact purpose for doing this, because if you want to go on this journey, it's really important that you clarify why you're doing it, because let's be real. Let's keep it real. It can be kind of hard to go on a journey like this where you're trying to abstain from anything. It can be difficult. There's going to be times where it's challenging, and especially for women. I will get more into this later, but we've been so taught to value male validation and center male validation. So yeah, it's going to be hard at times to, retrain yourself to not do that. But that's why writing down your reason why is going to help ground you and bring you back in those difficult moments. So if I may, I'm going to read my reasons why I'm doing this. I wrote it down in I have a little celibacy journal. I don't know. I think that's kind of cute, but I also recommend that. I recommend starting a journal because, like I said, we're going to get into journal prompts later too. But I said, why am I choosing celibacy at this point in my life? So I can rebuild my self-trust, my relationship with myself, self-love, focus on my goals. Oof, yes, definitely time to focus on my goals. Really learn and get to know myself more, and just heal trauma and toxic patterns, and really, as I was saying earlier, decenter male validation. I've never really had a period in my life where I was totally single. Like growing up, I started dating quite early. I started dating when I was 13. I had my first boyfriend, which, looking back, in my opinion, that was way too young. I should have been out playing with my friends, playing basketball or doing sports, or just getting exercise, or making memories with girlfriends. And kind of makes me sad, honestly, that I started dating so damn young. But you live and you learn, and I don't think I would be the same person today if I hadn't, so I try not to have regrets. But pretty much since then, I was kind of always in a long-term relationship. Yes, I would break up with people. Like, let's say I would date somebody for 2-3 years, and then pretty much really quickly after we broke up, I would get into another 2 or 3 year long relationship. And then the same, like, it was a cycle. It happened again and again. And then I literally was married and I got divorced and was in a relationship pretty immediately after that. It's like the longest time I was single was after that relationship. I was single for 2 years. Even then, I was still kind of entertaining men and flirting with men, talking to men, having flings with men. I still wasn't completely focused on myself. I mean, I was very driven and I was very passionate about my goals, but I was still just entertaining these pointless relationships, quote unquote, even though they weren't really like serious relationships. They were just kind of like hanging out with these men for fun and I guess to distract myself and make me feel in a weird way powerful. I kind of was in a mindset where I had the power and doing these things was, I guess, validating me. Even though I hate to admit that, I feel like I was kind of getting validation from it. Even though that's the opposite of what I wanted it to be just more of a power thing. And looking back, it wasn't true power that I was gaining, or it wasn't actually empowering. It was actually more just a waste of time, and it was just unnecessary drama, and yeah, just overall a waste. Like I said, I don't like to regret things, but I would not do that where I am today, which is why I'm going on this journey. I think it's gonna be so nice to just have this period of my life. Honestly, it'll probably be longer than a year. Like I could definitely see it going for 2-3, I don't know how many years, but I'm just gonna start with a year because I just want to start somewhere. When you decide to go on a celibacy journey, I think it's really important to set your personal boundaries because I don't think it needs to be so rigid. Like, 75 hard challenge, like that is very, very rigid with all these really strict rules. I don't think it needs to be like that. I think you can decide for yourself what rules you want if you decide to go on this journey. Before I get into the boundaries for myself, I don't want to say rules for myself, I'd rather say boundaries. I also want to say it's good to clarify what you hope to gain as well so that you can remember once again why you're doing this, and it'll help bring you back when you're starting to feel uncomfortable. But I'm hoping to gain more self-trust, clarity, peace, most importantly. Oh my God, it's going to feel so good to have my peace, self-respect, success and progress with my personal goals, self-love, and just overall healing and a big focus on myself. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, society is too hyper individualistic these days and people are so focused on being independent and blah, 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 blah. I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I think society can be hyper individualistic in a different sense, but I don't think it's wrong to be individualistic when it comes to wanting to build love with yourself, wanting to build self-love. I think that for so long, society has been the opposite, especially for women. Like, fucking Disney movies, bro. They always center, and honestly, even more than Disney movies, like so many romantic comedies and just so many movies, it ends with the girl getting with a guy, and it's just like, oh my God, bro. It's so brainwashing in a way. Like, I loved Disney movies as a kid. I kind of still love Disney movies, I won't lie to you, but I think it really did ingrain this thing in my brain that was like, you need to be with a man. And I just think we've all been brainwashed in that way, that we're supposed to center men, and like girls should grow up and just dream about their wedding and having kids. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if that really is your aspirations, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting married, depending on the situation. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having kids, or like, I'm not saying you're wrong for wanting what you want. I'm just saying it's important to take a step back and analyze, like, why do I want this, and what do I really want out of this? Like, what am I gaining from this? Understanding that, like, there is more to life than boys and men and romantic love. There is so much more to life, and I think we've been taught as women to overly focus on that and act like that is the end all be all. I mean, literally, as kids, think back to when you were growing up. If you grew up as a girl, what were you doing when you were playing? Were you playing with Barbies? I was. Were you playing house? I was. Were you playing with easy bake ovens? I was. These are all just starting points of ingraining this ideal in our brains that we're supposed to grow up and cook and be a mom and have a family and have a husband, you know what I mean? And then boys, they don't play house, do they? I don't know, maybe some do, but generally speaking, boys are playing with like cars and building things and all this stuff. So it's like we're taught so differently, yet we're expected to be on the same page. It's so fucking ass backwards, and it honestly drives me insane to think about, because I feel like in a way we're both taught to center the opposite sex, but women are taught to center it in a way of like romance and marriage and like a fairy tale ending, and men are taught that you're supposed to sleep with as many women as possible, and that's what's going to make you valuable. If you have 10 girls on your arm, then you're valuable, then you're a man. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck? How is anybody supposed to have a happy ending when we're taught so differently? Like, if guys are taught to sleep with as many women as possible, but girls are taught, no, you're supposed to be monogamous and your body count better be low, and if it's not, then you're gonna get judged, because there's like this misogynistic belief that women are supposed to have zero or like a low body count, but men, it's fine to have a high body count. So let me get this straight. Men are supposed to sleep with as many women as possible, but women aren't supposed to sleep with anybody. Then who are the men gonna sleep with? Make it make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why I'm so excited to go on this journey, because it's just so stupid. It's literally so stupid. And I know I'm kind of going on a tangent right now that's a little bit off topic, but it's so true when you really think about it and analyze it. And honestly, it's all just bullshit. Nobody's value is based off of that. Like, as a woman, your value is not based off of your having a husband or having a family. And as a man, your value is not actually based off of how many women you can get. It's just not. It's just plain out not. And it's made up. And like, it's just stupid. It really, really is. It's harmful. It doesn't actually benefit anybody. And I just think things need to change. And I think they are changing. So this is my way of like changing it in my own life. So back to what I was saying, once you decide what you hope to gain, then you can decide, okay, what are my boundaries? So this is my personal boundaries. I don't know if I should be sharing this much, but it might help somebody out there if you're struggling to figure out what your boundaries are, because my boundaries are just going to be no dating at all, no romantic or emotional entanglements, no sexy time, no physical activity, no kissing, no cuddling, none of that. And no texting or interacting with men for no reason or because I'm bored. Like, no just pointless communicating with people it's not going to go anywhere. Or just, like I said, because I'm needing something to entertain me. Like, no, I'm not doing any of that. And I'm so excited to see where all my energy goes, because the benefits of this are crazy. The benefits of celibacy are wild. And I honestly think that everybody should go on this journey at least once in their life, no matter what you identify as, whether you're a man, woman, or anything. I think it can be so powerful to go on this journey, because listen to all of these benefits. Emotional clarity and stability. You're gonna have fewer emotional highs and lows caused by attachment, conflict, or unreciprocated intimacy. You're not gonna be stressing like, oh, they didn't text me back. Oh, is it something I said? Oh, they don't want me back. Dang, it must be because there's something wrong with me. None of that. None of that bullshit. None of the drama that comes with flings or relationships. None of it. That's gonna be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. Time and space to heal from past traumas, heartbreaks, or toxic patterns. Let's be real. I feel like everybody has something they can heal from, and taking the time to really prioritize that is going to be so helpful. Reduced anxiety relating to dating, relationship ambiguity, or fear of abandonment. Yes. Oh my God. I don't know if you can relate, but I've had so much anxiety in relationships before. It's just going to be so nice to have peace and not have to worry about, is this person going to hurt me? Is what I'm seeing correct? I'm perceiving something like this. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, it's going to be so nice to just not have to deal with that. Better mental focus and self-discovery. Greater concentration on personal goals, career, hobbies, or education. More mental space to understand your values, desires, and non-negotiables. And a deeper connection to your intuition without external noise or chemistry clouding judgment. Yes. Like I said, I've never had that. I've always been entertaining something with somebody, and I've never had fully 100% space to myself. So, oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. Strengthen your self-worth. Learning that you're whole without validation from a romantic or sexual partner. Increase self-respect by honoring your body and boundaries, and freedom from performative intimacy. You don't have to shape yourself around someone else's desires. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't know, once again, if anyone can relate, but have you ever felt like you had to do things that you weren't really comfortable with just to make somebody else happy, especially in certain moments? Or have you ever felt like you were contorting yourself just to fit into this person's pleasure, whether it be visual or physical, mental? Like, have you ever felt that way? Oh my God, it's gonna be so nice to not have to feel that way. Even when it comes to like something as simple that I can think of is when you're, I don't know, moments where I've been at the gym and I'm like, oh, I need to like suck it in and sit up straight and stand a certain way so that these men will find me attractive. And I'm not saying I do that like all the time or every time, but I have definitely caught myself doing that in moments. Whoa, it's gonna be so nice to not do that and just like relax. And like I said, I don't do that often, but even the moments where I catch myself wanting to do that, I'm gonna be like, oh wait, no, I don't have to do that because I don't center men anymore. Physical and energetic reset. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it really, really real. No risk of STIs, pregnancy, or hormonal imbalances caused by birth control. Yes, that's a real thing. Your body can recalibrate from past physical connections, especially if there's emotional residue or trauma, and many women report feeling lighter or more radiant as their sexual energy is conserved or transmuted. Whoa, like we haven't even gotten into the rest of the benefits, but these are already just sounding so beautiful and amazing, right? And the next thing is sexual empowerment. Paradoxically, celibacy can help you redefine your relationship with your sexuality on your own terms, free from pressure or expectation. Let's keep it real. So many women feel like we need to perform, and we don't, like, our pleasure is not prioritized most of the time. It feels like we're just there to make somebody else happy, but it's not reciprocated. So yeah, you may develop a richer solo practice of sensuality, mindfulness, and embodiment, and it shifts sexuality from something done to or for someone else to something owned by you. Yes. Yes. Like, this is amazing. Spiritual and personal growth. Like I said, I'm not really religious, but this is also important. Sexual energy is potent life force energy. In celibacy, you can redirect it to creativity, leadership, or healing. Many women report increased spiritual insight, intuition, or inner peace during celibacy. And if it's practiced mindfully, celibacy can become a rite of passage into a more authentic version of yourself. Next is, this is the last. Better future relationships. You gain clarity on what you truly want, not just in a partner, but in the relationship dynamic. You're less likely to settle or ignore red flags just to avoid being alone, and you bring wholeness to the table, not emotional dependency. Wow. And as a final note, it says, this isn't about denying your sexuality, it's about consciously choosing how to relate to it. When rooted in self-love rather than fear or shame, celibacy can be deeply empowering. What? Dude, is your mind not absolutely blown after learning about all the benefits? Because my mind was absolutely blown. Like, even after reading the first thing of benefits, well, honestly, even before reading the benefits, my mind was made up that I wanted to do this, but that just so reinforces why I want to do this, because that is truly so beautiful. Like, it just sounds like such a beautiful journey, and I'm just so excited. And I know I'm speaking about this really in the context of women because that's who this podcast is for, women and femmes. But I really, like I was saying, I think anybody could benefit from going on this journey, whether, no matter what your gender is. But also, I don't think that there's a point of going on this journey if you're not really going to do the work required to heal and to grow and to learn more about yourself. Like, you won't reap the benefits if you don't put in the work. So if you're just kind of doing this passively and you're just kind of like, ugh, okay, this will be over soon, like 6 more months, or you're just counting down the moments, and you're not truly embracing this time of your life or doing the inner work, then yeah, you're probably not going to reap the benefits. So I think it's so beneficial to do some journal prompts. That's why I was saying earlier, it's nice to keep a little journal, because I honestly, I don't necessarily encourage the use of like ChatGPT, but I will say I did ask ChatGPT for some journal prompts about this, and it was really helpful because it asks like, how do you want to feel at the end of this journey? And what does it mean to feel safe in your own body? And in what ways have I abandoned myself in past relationships? Like there's so many journal prompts that can help. And this journey is really just about getting to know yourself and focusing on yourself. So that's why I was saying too earlier, people being like, oh, society's becoming too hyper individualistic. It's like, dude, I guarantee 90% of people never take a journey like this, and they don't know themselves, and they are insecure, and they have healing to do, and they never ever take the time to do that. And I think it should be almost like required, because we're just damaging other people whenever we don't take the time to do this, and we don't take the time to get to know ourselves. It's just like we're all just damaging each other. I just think it's really, really important, like so crucial for your mental health, for your well-being, even your physical health too. I just think it's so important. And yeah, I am definitely anticipating moments where, like, let's say if I meet somebody really cool and I'm attracted to them or whatever, I'm going to tell them I'm on this journey. So even though I am attracted to you or whatever, I made this commitment to myself. And maybe when this journey is over, I can reach back out to you. But until then, I am sticking to this commitment I made to myself because I'm honoring myself. And I've already like went over that in my head because I want to be prepared for any obstacles. So there's obviously going to be those feelings of like, oh, but then I'm going to feel like, what if I lose out on that person? And what if I miss my soulmate whenever I'm on this journey? First of all, I don't necessarily believe in soulmates. I believe that the belief in soulmates can get you entangled in some very toxic situations. Like, if you really, really believe someone's your soulmate, it can make you put up with things that you should not be putting up with. I've been there. And I just think there's 8 billion people in the world. Like, there's going to be people that you're really compatible with. There's going to be people that you have chemistry with. And I just think that the idea that someone is your soulmate is more hurtful than it is helpful. That's just my personal opinion, but where was I going with that? So basically what I'm trying to say is, even if you think like, oh, I might miss out on somebody, you're not gonna miss out on somebody, because if they were really worth it, then I mean, I'm not saying that they should have to like wait around for you or whatever, but if they're really worth it and it's really meant to be, then you have to trust that like it will work out for you. That defeats the point of the whole journey if you're just thinking about these things like, oh, well, what if I miss my person? It's like, that's not important right now. What if you miss yourself? Hello? This is about you. You don't want to miss yourself. That's what you don't want to miss. So yeah, something to keep in mind. I want to do like weekly check-ins. Well, not weekly. I don't know how often I'll do check-ins. Maybe monthly check-ins, just to track my progress and track how I'm feeling. This is, I guess, my first check-in. I'm not going to do check-ins, I don't think, on my podcast, but I will do them maybe still on my channel, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, TikTok. So if you don't follow me on there, make sure you follow me, because I think it would be really cool to document this journey. But yeah, where I'm at right now is, like I was saying, I'm kind of broken. I feel like I don't have the strongest intuition with myself. Or like the strongest connection with my intuition, and I feel like I have a lot of work to do in terms of decentering validation from men. And it's hard. Like, as much as I would love to be like, yes, I've totally decentered that, I still catch myself in moments where I am kind of thinking about male validation, and I try not to beat myself up for it, because of course I do. Like, I've been brainwashed. I've been indoctrinated to think that way. So many of us have, if not all of us. And I think it's important to be gentle with yourself on this journey. And even if you think, no, I've completely decentered that, and you have a thought, it's okay. And the fact that you're conscious of it is already progress in itself. Being aware is a big sign that you're on the right track. I feel more aware than ever right now. Yeah, it's not easy. It feels good, right? It feels good to have validation from other people, but it feels even better to have validation from yourself. And I don't even know if it's possible to completely never ever want validation from other people at all, or external validation at all, because I think it is human nature almost. But also, I think we have control and we have a lot more power than we've been made to believe. Hey, we're pink and powerful, right? Yeah, let me know in the comments if you're gonna take this, if you're on this journey, or if this inspired you to maybe take a journey like this. If you don't agree with it, then just keep moving. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about how you think women need men. I don't want to hear about it at all. So just keep moving and go about your day, because if this doesn't apply to you, then let it fly. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay? If you haven't seen the last episode, make sure you go watch it. I will see you girlies on the next one.